Hey guys, welcome to the Heart of David. Hope you guys are all doing well today. Wherever you are in the world, whatever the temperature is, because where I'm living right now, it should be, I don't know how to convert it into Fahrenheit, but you know, it should be around 70, maybe 65, 70, but it's probably at 29, and it's been like this consistently every day. We're into April now, and that's really, really strange. It's never been like this here. Not to say that a single day hasn't been, you know, like one record. It's every day. Must be global warming, right? I have a message at the end of this that is important. I think you'd want to hear it. And so stick to the end to hear what that message is. It's important to people who regularly watch my videos. So this video today, the topic I want to talk about is enduring to the end. Are you and I supposed to endure to the end? And so I'm just going to talk about that in a second. I just wanted to say this about the last video that I did. I thought it would be respectful to put up a schizophrenia simulation. Think of the suffering that those people go through. I'm sure people who watch my videos, some people anyways, they know that I suffer a lot as well, physically. I suffer mentally too. But you know, I think it'd be important to some people. You know, that's too bad that something like that. Can you imagine hearing voices like just as loud as you're hearing me right now, all day long, and you cannot stop them, no matter what you do? So what do you do? Maybe you can't put on earplugs. It's not going to stop it because it's inside your head. So the only way, one of the only ways that I heard was putting on music and just keeping it up. That must be very uncomfortable. I couldn't find a good dementia one. I found one, and I don't know if it accurately represents what dementia would be like. It was from the Alzheimer's UK. At least they did one, but yeah. Some of the things, like, you know, when I'm in front of someone with dementia and I'm feeding them, especially feeding them, right? Because you're dealing with them up close, and you're putting a spoon or a fork to their mouth, you're wiping their mouth with a cloth or a napkin. When people, I'm sure maybe you've seen this before, because so many people in the world have dementia, but they might flinch. You know, when you go to put, they tell you not to move too quickly when you go to, say you're going to use a napkin to clean their face, because they may see it, it may just like, they might not see, they're seeing tunnel vision, right? Possibly. And all of a sudden they see a hand in there, and then, you know, they could get defensive, and I've seen it. And some people are just naturally, depending on personality or how they've been affected, every time a spoon is put up to their face, they're acting very defensively. So just give me a second. I'm breaking my voice here. I'm just going to walk away for a second. I'm going to talk about, are you and I supposed to endure until the end? There are several groups of believers, and I also want to say this too. No matter what type of theology you have, if you have an honest heart towards God, and I'll never understand this, why groups of people, pre-tribulation, mid, post, or whatever beliefs you have, why do people have to argue between themselves? And a lot of people do this in comment sections, which almost means nothing. I don't mean that your comments mean nothing, but to argue in a comment section is, and when you leave certain comments that are demeaning to other people, it's stupid. You know, so we all believe in Jesus Christ, and I think that's what matters. Does God give liberally to those who are really searching for the truth with their heart? I do believe so. How would that account for people believing in different things? I don't know. That's up to God. I leave that to God, right? I try to leave these things to God. The things that split us, try to leave to God. And so I'll give you my honest opinion of what I think. I've read the book of Revelation. I don't know. I read it when I was younger. Of course I didn't understand it, but I certainly remembered, the scary things that were in it. Like the horses with hair, right? The lion's teeth and I've seen some convincing, like a channel I watch is The Law of Liberty, and he does a very good job, and I am a pre-wrath, I believe in pre-wrath. That is my theology of Revelation, because when you read the sixth seal, you see that his wrath has begun. And I saw someone else point out something else. I forget if it's in Revelation. It's further in Revelation that there could be a debate put up of whether it's the sixth seal or later. But I'm sorry, I fall into the sixth seal because it says it's begun twice, and the men go into the rocks and to the whatever, all those bunkers and underground places that they have. Underground cities that you and I have no idea about, that are just beyond anything you've ever seen on TV. It's so easy to... So here's my belief, okay? Here's my belief. Based on the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth seal, that is what I believe you and I have to go through. Because, as I've said this many times before, we're supposed to look. We are not destined to God's wrath. Paul says it twice, I believe, and it says that in Revelation 3:10. So if we're not destined to wrath, we have to look, when is wrath then? Because we must be saved right in the middle, the cusp of wrath, right? I don't know what he's going to do exactly. I don't know what he's going to do exactly, but we will not suffer that wrath. And whatever, we're shot up into the clouds, we're hidden, we're whatever. I don't care, because either way, you and I are going to be saved in some special way, some supernatural way, which is going to be beyond comprehension. So I am pre-wrath. Go read, do me a favor, go read the sixth seal. So we have to know when wrath begins, and it couldn't be more obvious in any part of Scripture when it begins, because it says, the wrath of the Lamb has begun. And who can stand, right? That's what it says. Pardon me again. Bad abdominal pain. I was promoting for a while. Like, I had read a bunch of stuff on this person's website, and I did mention that, you know, I don't fall in line with everything this person believes. They believed in pre-tribulation rapture, but the rest of their theology and their investigations were so good. It's the place I'm speaking about is doctrine.org. Just deep exegesis, beautiful stories. Can you remember that story I read you of that priest, the Catholic priest, the Quebec Catholic priest in the 1800s? Go back and look at that. You can probably find that just by looking at on a YouTube search of that priest who broke away from the Catholic Church. What a beautiful story. And he still loved the church and everything, and they did. Anyways, it came from this site, and what I'm trying to point out to you is that, you know, you can find something and you can find so much truth, and all of a sudden you realize that, oh, they believe in this, and that's how you and I are. That's how our theology becomes difficult. Do we fall in line with what this person says, or do we take our own road and ask God to show us a better way? And that is the answer, the latter. So, no disrespect to this guy, as he's a brother of Christ. It started to say, and when I started to read about pre-tribulation rapture, the beliefs that he had, and he put forth very good arguments. He started to say that anyone who teaches or even believes that you and I are going to suffer tribulation, he was almost, it appeared the way he was writing it, inferring that we are damned just believing that we are heresy, and when I started to read that, I'm like, I don't know if I can read more stories on this, because I don't want to be involved in that. You know, I just wish everyone was, say, free to believe. We all believe in Jesus Christ, and that's it, right? We're not going to be judged upon what we got wrong out of our heart. We're not going to be. I don't believe so. Because we can't know everything. There are people who are very close to the truth. I believe law of liberty is. I'm talking about places that I look to. But then also God knows those who are trying to cheat you, right? Or are doing it for themselves. So I'm building up to the main question, which is, and I'm telling you about this website because it was saying, you know, the difference of what Paul taught us, the Gentiles, right? The difference what Paul taught the Gentiles, and what it says in Revelation is completely different. Why is that? You know, all of a sudden it's talking about having to endure. And I believe what he said. And I'm like, we're going to be saved. We don't have to endure. Why would we have to endure? We are saved by grace through faith, right? Is that it? Well, I'll tell you this. That people who believe in the pre-tribulation rapture are shocked. I know they are. They don't say it by the things that they've witnessed already. They thought they would have been taken away a long, long time ago. Would you agree with me? Give me a like. No, I'm just kidding. If you like Jesus, give me a like. If you don't, you know. So, I just forgot what I was saying. Let me pace for another second here. It's very hard to stand here like this. You know what happened to me yesterday? I'll get my train of thought again. I take a little pill called Buscopan. Okay? A little pill called Buscopan for abdominal colic. I have 3 sources of what can get to the level of acute colic. Kidney stones, gallbladder attacks, and a syndrome I have down there. So when I eat a meal, and with all my busyness and school and whatever, I can be so focused on a paper that I'll go right into my meal and forget my meds. I did that yesterday. There's not a single time I've missed that, and I haven't known, and ended up in an acute attack. It's just so bad you feel like falling to the floor. Happened to me yesterday. I walked out to go for a walk, and I realized there's no way I am like this all of a sudden. And I came back up the stairway, came here, and there was my medication still not taken. That's why you see me, I have to get out of the picture a lot. It's very tough to stand here with, I don't know, maybe what you would consider 8.5 out of 10 pain. So I need to jog my memory for a second. I was talking about enduring, falling in line with other people. Do we have to endure? Or is what this person said true, that yes, the pre-tribulation rapture believers never thought we would ever reach this point, and they're still holding on. It's quite clear that seal 1, seal 2, seal 3, seal 4, some of those seals are gone, I believe. Okay, you understand that. Okay, this is just my belief, and you can shame me, you can do all that for believing this, but we know by John says the Antichrist will come. I believe it's Donald Trump and Elon Musk, that pair, and I leave room for some error. They're certainly invoking something very evil. Anyways, I've given forth all the proof, and I'll probably do another video within time. Never thought they would see this, but it's here. Give me a sec. Okay, so I heard this yesterday, and I believe it could be true. Well, I do believe this part is true, that 2020 was the year that the entire world changed. If you don't think that's when things dramatically changed, because nothing was the same after. Even people aren't the same, right? They're not the same. They're on edge. I believe that was seal 1. Right? We know that the bow, it doesn't show an arrow. Toxin. He was given a crown. Corona. And then the bow, and I forget it's in Greek, or in Hebrew, it could mean toxin. Does mean toxin. In any case, then we're starting to see wars, and all you're seeing is political strife all over the world, shifting attitudes, all of this. All the stuff that we've seen, so I believe that. But another person said yesterday, I believe it was brewing before then, but that is the likely, right, when the first seal went. They said when the U.S., but also Canada, 2003, U.S. 2015, legalized same-sex marriage. That's what they said. That's what they said. I don't want to get into those politics, but I'm just giving you that. It's possible. It's possible. So when you read Revelation the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth seals, and then read the sixth, that is my belief. I am pre-wrath. That means if I am a pre-wrath, it means I'm looking for when wrath is. We're going to be saved right before it starts. So I look for everything before it. What are the things before it? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you look at what's in 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? The white horse, the red horse, the black horse, the pale dapple horse, right? You read those, there's going to be suffering. And I believe some of that has begun. Does it look like peace has been taken from the earth? You know what? In geology, wait, is that geology or is that... No. That's multicultural addiction, multicultural counseling and addiction. It says, man, this may have been 2017 because it's a recent book, recent enough. It said there are 49 conflicts right now on the earth, and I thought that was bad. Right now there's 150. When you actually compile the data and you start looking at things, then you'll understand. We are a hair's breadth away from this Iran thing. Who knows what they have? Who knows what's going to happen? Bow of the Lamb, maybe, right? That looks like the most likely. We're right on that right now. I'm not scared. I'm not scared of any of these things. It's not about that. I think we're in a time where we're very close to very persecution of the Christians. That's what I believe. Based on the leaders making like these types of symbols. You've seen the stuff that I've showed you. Trump, Musk, all those people, they give the pyramid symbol, the as above, so below. We know their allegiances. Even the evangelicals or the prosperity gospel, who are like Paula White with all that group around him, they're all fake. This can't bid well for us. It's close. So, what is the question here? Are we supposed to endure to the end? And if that offends you, ask yourself why it offends you. Because you're not willing to do a little bit of introspection into maybe yourself, of why you have a barrier up. Because you think, oh, he's just a deception. We're supposed to look out for deceptions. You and I are supposed to endure until the very end. And I ask you this, why do you think we wouldn't have to? We aren't given a free ticket, a free ride. That's kind of prejudice against the other brothers and sisters, isn't it? Kind of being unfair to them, don't you think? Why? Because they're being persecuted, killed, tortured, martyred. And then the pre-tribulation believers are going around telling us we're deceivers, right? That's where a lot of the strife between the different set of beliefs is. If I'm going to spend some time with any one of those section of beliefs, I'm not going to raise that with them. I'll talk about God, but I won't raise that. Do you understand? Do you understand? We're supposed to endure to the end. Why wouldn't we? Because, just think about the... I gotta get a picture again. Give me a second. It's unfortunate I have to keep leaving the picture, but... Why does that offend you is the main question. Because even though we're saved by faith, do we not bring that faith with us to our deathbed? Or do we start to disbelieve and die? That's where the whole crux of this thing is. You have to believe to be saved. So they say it's, faith versus endurance. Of course you have to endure to the end. In any case, that's what I have to say in this video. And I'm going to give a message here. And this is really kind of personal to me, but I've decided, because of all the, with all my schooling, work, and all that type of stuff, I have to give up this channel. I don't feel like I have enough space with God and everything else. The time that I give into this, I don't look at it as in giving time. It's just helping brothers and sisters, right? I don't look at it as a waste of time. Nothing I do in terms of my belief and my love of God and all that is never a waste of time. Never. Even if things fail, it's never a waste of time. So I have to give up this channel probably in about a week. But I hope you guys have enjoyed what you've that you've hung around on the ride, and but I'll see you in heaven. And I just wanted to say that I'm just kidding. Why would I do that to you? Because it's April Fool's Day. Sorry, guys. Not that I have a huge following or anything, but I just thought I'd do that. This is the only day that I would lie to you. Yeah. Anyways, guys, God bless. I hope this has edified you in some way. I just want you to think in your heart this. Did Jesus endure to the end? Are we not supposed to be like Jesus? Do these people who are being beheaded and killed and put in holes in the ground and in cells, underground churches, Christians being hurried into churches and they shut the doors and burn the churches, are they not our brothers and sisters? Did they not endure to the end? So what makes you think you're any special? What makes you think that you're more special than them? God bless.